That girl from LA and
that
guy
Let's
from
talk
New York.
about it,
Man.
talk about it.
Say, do you wanna talk about it?
Let's talk about it, talk about it.
I think I might wanna go on there.
Let's talk
We can go on
about
there
it,
together,
talk
girl.
about it.
And now your host of Let's Talk About It,
Let's talk about
Raheem Mitchell.
Hello, and welcome to Let's Talk About It. I'm your host, Raheem Mitchell. Let me tell you a little bit about my show. This show, we will talk about, we can talk about anything. Nothing is off limits. If you want to come in here and talk about your kids, talking about all the homework they're getting, and how all the homework is just so much. It takes a kid like 6 hours to do homework. You know, it wasn't like that back when I was growing up. If you want to talk about, if you're going to work and you're always in that traffic, or if you just have something you want to get off your chest and you want to talk about it, come on the show and let's talk about it. Now, today on Let's Talk About It, I have two of my closest friends. I have NeiCe Knight and Tobias. Now, NeiCe Knight, she just released 4 EPs. And also we have Tobias. Most of you guys will know Tobias. You've probably seen him on the movie Black Panther. Yeah, the guy's cool, man. He's real cool. He's a model. He's a stunt man. It's just, the guy is just doing everything, you know? I don't get it. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome Tobias and NeiCe Knight.
Thank you.
Thank you
for having us.
Yeah, I'm glad you guys are here, man. I've been waiting and anticipating your arrival, and now that you guys are here, let's talk about what's going on.
Let's talk about it.
That's
do it.
right.
Speaking of which, how did you like that theme song?
Oh man, theme song is outstanding. You guys, my theme song was written and produced by none other yours truly, NeiCe Knight. Let's talk about it.
Well produced by Rodney Friend, my
Right.
pastor, but composed by him. But the written lyrics and melody by me. But I'm just excited that you asked me to do that. Thank you for doing that. I really enjoyed doing it. And, we've been friends so long, and I'm just excited for you and excited for your journey. So I was more than happy to do it.
I appreciate it. And when you sent over the acapella, I was like, oh my God, this is it. I love it. So I called you back. I'm like, NeiCe, that's it. You were like, I could do something. No. This is it. This is what I want. This is what I want. Let's put the music to it and everything. And Tobias,
Yes, sir.
I was looking over your bio.
Yes, sir.
And I mean, hey, look, you're acting. You're a model. You do stunt work. You do everything. I mean, I feel like Big Red in the 5 Heartbeats. Like, man, what don't you do? So, gotta tell everybody, the shows you're doing, and stuff like that.
Oh man, and thanks for having me. I'm
Yes, sir.
definitely excited for the invite. As you said, one of probably the biggest projects everyone knows me part of is Black Panther. It's one of the Jabari Warriors. Amazing experience, but that project really opened doors to a lot of different things. One of my first projects I did as getting into the stunt world was War Angel. And at the time, they were looking and said, okay, well, we're going to get a stunt double for you. But I'm a big guy, I'm like 6'3". So it's like, look, it's a challenge. We try to find someone that has a certain skill set. He's like, but hey, you can be, you can work with the stunt coordinator if you like. And ironically, the stunt coordinator worked on Black Panther as well,
Right.
So that's how I got into that, and I just felt that any opportunity to add to the resume and get more experience, I jumped on it. So with that project, I've done a couple of TV One crime reenactment shows. So I've done For My Man, I've done Fatal Attraction, I've done Homicide Hunter, I've done ATL Homicide. I'm actually cast for another 4 movies where I'm the lead in before the end of the year. So
Wow.
things have been quite busy.
Congratulations.
When you rub
Thank
against
you.
them,
Yeah, that's it. You always got to rub against them. Give me some of that. Give me some of that. I want some of that. Yeah, some of that right there. 4 movies, man. Do you know some actors only get like maybe 1 movie a year? And you pulling down 4?
Thank you. It's definitely been a blessing. It's one of those things to where you try to prepare yourself, but
Yes.
things just happen so fast, and I've just been really blessed to do so. One of the next projects I'm going to be filming is Mulatto. We're actually going to be filming in Philly, New York, and New Jersey. Doing another project where I'll be filming back here in LA.
Right.
Also going to be doing a horror film, my first horror film in December. And then I'm doing Of Myth and Legend, which is going to be a SAG project as a black cowboy.
Right.
So, you know, experience with riding horses and all that. I'm looking forward to that. That's going to be in early January. So
Right.
things have been going well.
January. So we gonna be on the lookout for that. All right, now
Thank
Miss
you.
NeiCe Knight. Yeah, I mean, you know, everybody know you. Every time I look on Facebook, you doing something for somebody else. You doing something for the kids.
Yep.
You doing something for a whole bunch of people. So now you finally said, I'm gonna settle down and I'm gonna get this EP done.
Yes.
And because every time I remember way back when, you were like, Ram. I mean, that's what she
That's
called me.
what I call him.
She
No
called me
one else
Ram.
can call him
Nobody
Ram
else called me Ram.
except me.
But NeiCe. So she was like, Ram, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do it. I said, okay, NeiCe, let's do it and do it. And then she called me. She said, I finally did. I said, you got it done? And she was like, yeah. She said, I'm about to have this date night with NeiCe Knight. And I said, well, you know I want to come out and check that out, right? And she was like, yeah, but I'm getting a little ahead of myself. Let's back up a little bit. One of your songs, you have a video. So let's explain to the people what the first what the song is about and what the video is about, and things like that.
So in the order of the EP is kind of a story in itself. But the song that I chose to be the solo or the single
Yes.
of the EP is called How Do I?
Okay.
And basically, How Do I speaks to how do you fall in love again after not having the best experience.
Right.
And you know, sometimes when people don't have a great experience, they're bitter, they vow to never love again,
Right.
and that whole thing. But I don't speak from that perspective. I speak from wanting to, but just not knowing how
Right.
to.
Right.
So how do I is that, and you know, growing up, I always, and I keep saying this, I would look at Michael Jackson and I would go, oh my God, his videos were like movies.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
And I always said, you know, if I ever do a video, I'm gonna do it just like how Michael Jackson did it. I'm gonna have a movie.
Yes.
You know, and so our video is almost 8 minutes long.
Right.
And this young man right here, I had to hurry up and get him before he's unavailable.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
All that stuff he's doing, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Have to grab him while you can.
Right.
So he's one of the gentlemen in the movie. And then somebody else in the room.
Who that is?
You, sir,
Yes.
are also in the short video. I don't know
Yes.
what to call it. What is it? I don't know what it's called.
It's a NeiCe Knight Michael Jackson video.
There it is.
Right,
Something
right.
similar anyway.
That's what
But
it
yeah, you guys we're all a part of the video, and
Yes.
I am over the moon about it. It turned out lovely.
Yes, it did.
Oh, I'm
did,
just
we
so
did.
excited, and I'm very happy about it. Finally, I just, you know, like you said, I started doing something for myself
Yes.
instead of like pouring into everybody else. Not that that's a bad thing,
No, it's not.
but it was my turn. So
Yeah,
I'm excited.
I mean, it had to be, you know. Now I know both of you guys are, both of you guys are in the industry, and I know at a moment's notice, you get. Well, we all in the industry. I'm an actor / comedian too, but I know at a moment's notice, you have to pack your bags or you got to run to an audition,
Right.
and most of the time that takes up most of your personal life, right? So when you have the downtime.
Right.
What are some of the things that you enjoy doing? I'll kick that question to you, NeiCe, then you, Tobias.
Oh, downtime is always family and friends. I'm really big on family, and you know, my daughter, she's almost 15.
Wow.
But you know, she's a miracle child, as you know, and she was 1 pound at birth, and I just make sure that I get to spend any downtime with her, with my family, with my friends, and then you try to get a little rest because
Yeah.
Right,
you
when
know
you
what I
can.
mean. Like, wow, sleeping was underrated. Like I was like, I love sleep.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? Like getting some sleep is like, woo, yes. So I love to do that. I like karaokeing with my dad.
Right.
That's what he does. That's his thing. So if he's not at home, he's at
Yeah,
somebody's.
that's if he ain't saying,
Yeah.
no, man, I want the kids.
You know,
Yeah, I want
I'm
the
not like I
kids.
used to be.
Yeah. And to you, sir, same question.
Oh, it's as you said, Raheem. It's definitely a balancing act. You know, sometimes it's hard to get that downtime, but when you do really enjoy it, I'm big on family, a lot like NeiCe. I'm an uncle, I'm a son, and I'm trying to be so many different things to different people. So
Right.
I have a niece and nephew, one is 7, one is 6, and they're glued to me. If I have the time away, I'm always spending time with them. In addition to that, I love to travel. I'm also a sketch artist. So I love to get into my artwork, do different things, just really enjoy that downtime. Reading as well. It's just one of those things to when you have such a busy life, it's nice to be able to just have that time to not have to wake up to an alarm clock, to really just enjoy that moment.
Yes.
And family is definitely an important factor in that for me.
Yeah.
So it's like, I know when you're out on the road and you're filming, and they have all the food there and everything like that, but there's nothing like a home cooked meal. So
Right.
you have to find whatever in craft services that maybe will probably suffice that meal that you
Right.
want at home. And you sitting back and then you look at the table and be like, peanut butter and jelly, cereal. You like junk. That's junk food, but that's just to keep the energy because. And one time I remember I was doing this. I was on the set doing something, and I finally got a chance to eat. So when I made my sandwich, I'm about to sit down, and they were like, "Yo, no, we need Raheem. We need Raheem back on the set." And I had my food ready, and they rushed me right back on the set. So has that ever happened to you guys or what?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Tobias.
You have to be on your toes. I think one of the most dynamic sets is to be on Black Panther.
Right.
It's a lot of different well-known faces. Robert Downey Jr. even came for some time. Angela Bassett, a lot of big people. So you would just try to grab you a bite as soon as you can. I mean, and they probably had the most luxurious craft services I've seen on any set.
Right.
But sitting down for pancakes and homemade omelets and all that, no, you probably get you a bite of an apple, a drink. But that's one of the things, though, when you're in the industry, it has to be something that you have a passion for. You don't see it as a job. So being able to be flexible, to go at a moment's notice, is something that it's just, it just comes naturally. So it's one of those things to where I've had many instances, but never to a point that I regretted it. I love being on set, and it demands all of your attention. So
Well, you have to love it. You
Yes.
have to love it. If you don't love it, you'll quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. But when you love it, then you're not at work.
Yeah.
Exactly.
You don't
No,
look at
and
it
so-
as work.
Right, you don't look at it as work at all. And it's funny, we were discussing, Angela Bassett and Forrest Whitaker were in Black Panther.
Yes.
And then I also had the opportunity to work with them both on the project that I did, one of the larger projects that I did, Black Nativity.
Yes.
And they were both, they played husband and wife in that movie. And again, it's the same thing. You got to kind of keep your eye on the director and everybody, even when you sit down to take a bite, you're keeping your eye, like when they move, you move, just like that. You know what I mean? You better get up because they're gonna be calling in a moment's notice. So
Exactly.
that's what I like to do,
Right.
and I know you like to offer advice on this platform, and that's what I would say to people that, when you get an opportunity to be on a set that has a big budget and all that stuff, you want to just stay on your toes.
exactly.
You don't have time to make friends, and I don't. That sounds weird,
Right.
but that's not what you're there for. That part is later.
Right.
You know what I mean? You can definitely build relationships while you're on set.
Networking and
But
things like
yeah,
that.
the networking happens. It happens automatically. But when anytime I sat down to have lunch or what have you, my eyes were on the table where all of the execs were. And when they got up, I wrapped up what I was doing. And that's why I was, I would say that's probably how you end up with more camera time.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
concur. It's very important. One of the biggest things, and NeiCe said we do talk about that often, is that you have to always be cognizant of your brand. It's what speaks for you when you're not in the room. And many times to where if you're on set and you may have a break and you're looking over your lines or you're taking that initiative, many times people are looking.
Right.
So a lot of times, like you said, you can come in and you might just have a supportive role and they bump you up or give you more lines. It's one of those things to where you stand out and you make yourself marketable.
Right.
So it is nice to, I could definitely say that I have some colleagues, models, actors that I've worked with, and through the years we become the best of friends and we stay connected.
Right.
But that's not the main objective. It's where you want to make sure that, it's something that you love, but it's also a job.
Right.
You know, so you want to make sure that you're focused, you're doing everything that's needed, and in order for you to stay relevant in this industry, you need to go above and beyond expectations.
Yes.
So that's one of the things that's really big. You always have to be cognizant of where you're at, what you're doing, and how you're representing yourself.
That's it. I remember that brings back some time when I think me and NeiCe we was just starting out, and you were saying about being cognizant and making sure you know your brand.
Right.
So I would say one word to NeiCe. You go see what I'm talking about. So we was doing this.
The comedian's coming out now.
we was doing this show, you know, and we had creative activity on the show. We just didn't have no budget for advertising. So after rehearsal, we like, NeiCe, what time we going shacklacking?
Shacklacking. Oh my God. I said, okay, so we didn't have the budget for marketing, so we marketed on our own.
Yeah.
And we had huge posters, and we had flyers, and we had, cards and whatever. And so, were we in the RV?
No, we was in your car. It was
We were
me,
in my
you,
car.
yeah, it was in your
Okay.
car, the little green one, the
those-
Tercel.
yes. So he would have the posters in his lap and a big, with
You know,
like
those
a
staple guns?
gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I'll pull up. So I'm gonna pull up right here, and you jump out, and then shaklack, and then jump back in, and we're gonna go back. And then one time we're gonna shaklack, and then we're gonna shaklack.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I can't believe we brought that up. But yeah, I mean, hey.
These like, I said, you see anybody? No, right
look around.
Nah,
Go,
look around.
hurry up.
Go. So I put the sign up, and then shacklacking, and jump back in the car, and we take off. But, we was posting stuff where you wasn't supposed to post stuff. It was a sign that said, no, do not post bills. But we didn't care. We posted it, it's not gonna come back to us. But the producer number
Right,
was on there. So the city called them, was like, you need to remove all of those posters, or else you're gonna get fined $1,000 each poll.
Wow.
Now, mind you, we had like 15 posters. Started off, and when we left, we didn't have no more.
Wow.
So $1,000 times 15.
So y'all were reversing that shaklack, huh?
Yeah, so that's when we always like, man, remember that time when we went out shacklacking?
Yeah.
And now look at us now. We were just sitting there, man, just
Yeah.
two young actors and actors was like, man, NeiCe, one day we gonna get our own thing. And you're like, yeah, and that's what you said. You know what, Ram, when I get my thing, I'm gonna have my, because you said, I remember one time you said, Ram, well, at my listening party, I'm gonna dance on the double sing on the table. I said, remember that? I'm gonna sing on the table. I said, DJ ain't gonna be singing. Watch me, as soon as I get it. But now, man, that I see the maturity in you, man, and we were at your party, and first of all, let me tell you, your party was first class.
Thank
man.
you.
Very much so.
Party
Thank
was off the chain. The food was good, man. It was just good conversation for people that we hadn't seen in like 10 years. Like your show, your party brought out everybody. I mean, like Christopher Richardson, Anthony Kenneru. These are people that we've worked with all our time in acting and
Trella,
performing,
Patrick Henry,
and just
man,
man, just people. It was like a class reunion,
It
but we
was.
didn't go to school together.
Yeah.
It was so nice, man. I'm like, and then we went live, and that's when we started talking to you, and I'm like, yeah, okay, we on live with this Kabbalah dude. You're not here, man.
It was-
you missing it.
Man, from the live, it was beautiful. Very well done. I think it was an awesome representation of
Yes.
NeiCe. If anyone knows her, she's very meticulous on how she wants things to be done. She puts a lot of passion in it, and I mean, it was awesome. I'm on the East Coast, so, I was on pins and needles. I couldn't wait for the live button to start, and I was just so proud of all that you've done. Raheem and I both, knowing behind the scenes, like how much work it takes
Yes.
to make that type of accomplishment, and all the different things that's happening for you, all the accolades, everything is well deserved.
Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
And when you came out, and I was like, first of all, I trust me, I've been knowing NeiCe for years. See her all the time. But when I saw her and I was following her out with my camera, it was like I felt like I was a paparazzi.
Yeah, she's a
and I was
superstar.
I was like starstruck,
Yeah.
you know, because I forgot to have my buddy watch my back because I'm filming backwards. And she was coming at my camera,
Nobody was guiding
and nobody was. But I forgot to get my boy to guide me. So as I'm walking, and NeiCe just forgetting about. Watch out! Don't run into the chair. Don't hit the fountain. But in my mind, I wasn't even thinking about that.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, let me just get this good shot for NeiCe, man. And I followed her all the way up on stage, man, and she brought out all her background singers, man, and she turned the party out.
She
She
killed
just
it.
turned it out, man, and she sung the one fast song. What's that one fast song?
What you gonna do?
What you gonna do? Man, she did that song, man, and NeiCe was like, whew, you know, I'm a girl of a particular age. And
I remember that.
she got to fan herself, and then somebody else was like, one more time. She closed the fan up, told the band to kick it, hit it, and she did it again. I was like, oh man, it was so much fun, man.
Yeah.
And then as she was performing, then when she would cut to the video, I'm like, here, I would give her the towel. She'd take the sweat off her face. I take the towel back. Then she'd be ready to go again. And everybody in the audience was like, you really know NeiCe, don't? I'm like, man, that's baby sis right there. I know she need a towel. She up here doing her thing and everything. So as soon as she would cut that, here, NeiCe, you got sweat, don't? She did that, and then she told me because I was up real close. She's like, "Nah, Ram, you all up in my crevices. you too close
like
with you
definitely
too
sounds
close
like
with the camera." I was like, I said, "No, you got your face looking all good. Who was your makeup artist? Who did your makeup that night? Who?
She did.
You.
She does it all.
I'm trying to figure out who the hell is this. You did it. Yeah, man, you did an excellent job.
Thank you, man. It was, I thought about like, why did it take so long? You know what I mean? Like when you talk about, that's more than like 25 years ago we talked about when I was gonna finally do my EP or my album or whatever. And life happens, and when you're a giver, you tend to give to other people more than to yourself. And I, when I asked myself that question, I was like, yeah, I think that's probably just it. And sometimes you question if people are going to receive what you have to offer. And I'm speaking to the choir because I was really nervous. I was like, oh my God, are they gonna like this? Is this gonna
she was saying that. She was back there talking. She's like, but all my songs I'm doing this. I'm like, NeiCe, man, how long we been doing this?
Right.
She's like, yeah, you right. I said, come on, man, get your game face on. It's just time to do this.
I would have never been like that had I been, prepared for a show that someone else, I just go on. But for me, it being my project, it was a different feeling. And I talked about the songs being old to me.
Yes.
And then I had people say, but they're not old.
They're new to everyone else,
No,
right?
they're new to everyone else. That's right.
Yeah, that was a whole different perspective, and that helped a lot. But it helped me to get through it, and people just, people were a blessing.
Yeah, and they loved it.
Yeah.
That's it. It's just like like I was gonna say to you, Tobias. A lot of people say like NeiCe was saying, but it's old, but it's new to new people, right? So it's just like I was looking at your demo reel that you sent out to the casting directors, right?
Yes.
And then you say, I don't know. Some people might tell you, man, you need to change it. But if that's what's getting you the work,
Right.
then you don't change it.
Exactly.
No matter if it's old or what, but this was my first time looking at your bio, and it was tight.
Thank you.
I enjoyed it. You look, with your voice and everything, and
Thank you.
you were showing all your the shows that you've done, your projects you've done, and then that big booming voice coming over, and
thanks, sir.
I love doing the acting. And I was like, okay, this is something different, because I would not. My bio or my demo reel is not like that. All my demo reel is the actual footage of me doing things. But so I looked at it. I'm like, oh, well, I'm definitely about to bite this. I'm about to switch it up. If it's getting this man 4 to 5, 6 films, I might need to switch it up. So, just talk about what the steps you had to do to. Was it hard for you to get the footage from the films that you've been in to start your reel?
It is. I think in a lot of times that's one of the things that people don't understand. I've been very blessed to have a lot of family and friends that are so supportive of everything. And as soon as they see anything that I'm going to be on some project or they're going to be able to see me, they're like, oh my God, let me know what channel is it on, what time, I need to make sure I'm going to watch it. Or if they know that I've been cast for a new movie, they don't understand that sometimes it could be a year and a half, 2 years in the making. It's a very detailed process. And to kind of piggyback on what NeiCe was saying, it's like one of my favorite hashtags, you have to trust the process.
Right.
You really have to trust the process. It's one of those things to where you put in all this work over this time and then you're able to see all of it come to fruition.
Right.
It's really, really important. And there are times to where I've done projects and it's been over 3 years and it's still difficult to get the footage.
Yes.
You know, so one of the things that's very important, as you were saying, the reel is different.
Yes.
I was actually presented by the director that put it together because ADC Media actually put the reel together for me.
Right.
And he's like, you know what, let's try something different because your voice definitely has, it's very distinguished. You know, it's very different.
An
So
attention getter.
Yes.
You know, kind of like mine, you know.
Right.
Attention getter. But go ahead.
Stance changing everything.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, but yes, it's one of those things to where it's a process. You have to be patient with it.
Yes.
And there are times that you just have to be really creative. Marketing is very important. And NeiCe and I, we had the same conversation. I was not always the biggest social media person.
Me neither.
But when it comes to this industry, and I think anybody can know on so many different facets, social media
Is
really can
so
take you
huge.
to another level. Everything exists on
Exactly.
social media. You know, so I had to adapt. You know, I
Yes.
had to adapt. So, you know, some of the smallest things to be able to capture those moments. And there's so many people that tell me all the time that they live vicariously through the things that we're doing.
Right.
And it means a lot. So if someone could just get a tidbit of that process, you know, or the times to where I have so many people come to me and they say, oh man, you're really blessed, how you getting all these projects? And I know that you and NeiCe can both understand, you may get booked these 2 projects, but you might have gone through 30 auditions.
Yes.
And you had to get 30 no's, and you have to be able to take things as a grain of salt.
Yes.
Take it as a learning lesson, utilize that to build you up for the next and keep going.
That's it.
You know, but it's one of those things to where you may get a script that's 200 pages long and you need to try to make that work.
All right.
So,
Okay, cool. Well, NeiCe and
Yes.
Tobias, I want to thank you guys for coming out and just, you know, sharing your wisdom
thank
with
you.
acting and the singing. And NeiCe, before I go and before I'll let both of you guys go. I want you to go ahead and give your platforms, let everybody know where they can get your music,
Okay.
and you can give your platform and let everybody know where they can follow you, give them the hashtags and all that good stuff.
So the easiest place to find my music would be at NeiCe Knight. That's NeiCeknight, NeiCe Knight .hearnow.com.
Okay.
NeiCeKnight.hearnow.com, and it's on all platforms: iTunes, Google Play, Amazon, et cetera, et cetera. Look for How Do I on YouTube, the video. Please do. Type in How Do I, NeiCe Knight. Check out our video. You'll see Tobias, you'll see Raheem. It's awesome.
Okay.
and pretty soon you'll be able to see NeiCe on all the billboards across
my
California, so don't be surprised.
I'm gonna play his wife.
Yeah, she's the best co-star, I'm telling you, man. But I really enjoyed the show. Thanks for having me. And you definitely can catch me on Instagram, actor_Tobias Armand. So that's actor_TOBIASARMAND. Or I have another page, IM_Tobias Armand. And you can also, of course, catch me on Facebook, my actor page, Tobias Armand.
All right. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on the show. And NeiCe,
Yes.
would you go ahead and take us out with the show theme song? Take us out.
Oh, say I just heard about a show. Let's talk about it. Talk about it. Where the independent artists go. Talk about it. Talk about it. NeiCe gotta do EP, talk about it, talk about it. Stephanie doing comedy, talk about it. We just gonna let everybody know. When you need your props, a place to go. Sometimes you only need a platform, so go to the Raheem Mitchell Show.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And also, I want to thank NeiCe Knight and Tobias. That's a wrap. I'll see you next week. And remember, do not share your 8x10 dream with someone with a 5x7 mind.
Love
God
that.
bless.
All right.
I'll see you next week.
Yes.
All right. Thank you.
Let's talk about it, talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it, talk about it. Talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it.
That girl from
Let's talk
LA
about
and that
it.